Pam Bondi was just confirmed by a vote of 54 to 46.
Okay, Pam.
Joining me now, Chris Bedford, author of Beltway Brief. Chris, lone Democrat to vote for Bondi was Senator Fetterman of Pennsylvania.
Oh, wow.
It's frankly despicable that more Democrats didn't vote for her. She's eminently qualified for this job, which once again shows you that this is about politics with the minority party right now.
It is. And I actually wrote a Beltway Brief newsletter about this on Monday, whereas you compare to Biden's picks, through all of his cabinet picks up through this week of February 2021, only 2 Republicans voted against all of them. There's Senator Ted Cruz and Josh Hawley, neither of whom were ranking members at the time or committee chairs at the time. Now, if you look at it, there are a dozen Democrats, including ranking members and powerful Democrats who pretend to ask serious questions of nominees, who have voted against every single one of Donald Trump's nominees. They don't care about him having a cabinet. Right now, they're talking about holding up nominations to the State Department so that money can go to foreign countries. We are dealing with an extremely obstructionist party.
Well, we always think of, oh, the midterms are going to be bloodletting for Republicans because the party in power often loses seats in the midterms. But given how things are going, given how Doge and Musk and Vance and the whole crew are finding so much waste, more fraud, undoubtedly they'll find abuse, couldn't this actually be a real opening for Republicans with this team in place to build on this momentum that they found in 2024, Chris? That's how, if things keep going the way they're going, I think they're going to get more, not less popular.
I have to agree with that.
Facts, because the 100 days so far, other people are complaining, but I don't see no problems with anything this man have been doing.
And it hasn't even been 100 days. It's probably been like closer to like 20. And also, the Democratic Party has reached a new low. I don't know what the statistics are, but I saw a post today on X. Let me read this to you guys.
I told you y'all said I'm tripping, but they're gonna have to make a new party.
Yeah, she paused the funding for sanctuary cities.
Yeah, no, and she's about, and she also called for. She said she froze all funding for sanctuary cities and has instructed attorneys to begin prosecuting officials preventing ICE from doing their job.
Hey, Pam.
Okay,
Pam.
And there's also a stat that came out today as the Democratic Party has been continued digging themselves in the hole. Yeah, that right there. Now, I don't know where this data is from, but this is super viral right now. It says out of only 3 in 10 people support the Democrat Party now, and out of 2 in 10 men. I mean,
sense.
Come on, guys. The popularity is dropping. People are waking up to this nonsense. I mean, they see that the Democratic Party's politics are all performative, and that we saw that Joe Biden's leadership was never this effective. I mean, in the past 20 days, Trump has delivered on all his campaign promises, and I mean, he's continuing to do so. And this isn't even year 1. This isn't even month 1. It hasn't even been a month. It's been 20 days. And the ball's rolling.
And he's being so transparent with it.
Everything's transparent. Everything he said he was going to do is coming to fruition. America's about to get greater. I mean, we're getting exactly what we voted for. We're getting exactly what we voted for. We're getting competent leadership, effective executive orders. I mean, I think that once the American people, once Trump's administration really gets rolling, we get into that first year, that second year, I think the Republican Party, we're going to see a shift in popularity.
It's just crazy that it's still people complaining about so much shit,
bro. The reason they're complaining is because their side lost and because they still are drinking the Kool-Aid. They just want to be right. They want their side to be right. They don't want to believe that their side is losing. But I have seen a lot of these people are realizing if these are the leaders that we have in the Democrat Party, or well, I'm gonna say they have, because I done picked my side. I made my bed. I'm gonna lay in it. They're starting to realize it's all performative and that these people are not really strong leaders. It's all bullshit.
Niggas are mad about this. They're extremely mad about this right now.
What a nice picture this is.
Where are these children from?
You ready?
I see a something park football.
Does that say King?
Nah, hell no, no way.
I want to make this a
people really
good
mad about
signature.
this. This is so crazy to me, bro.
You know, this
So
is
it
a
could
big
have
one,
been
right?
any type of wood. This is crazy though.
Oh, I think we have a 10. We have a 10.
You know what also I seen as a comment?
Okay.
Sanders is right there.
Okay, I have something to say about that though. I have something to say about that comment. So if you don't see any black kids in this picture, right? Every time a black person aligns themselves with Trump, they're attacked and torn down. Every time Trump has tried to like make an effort to connect with black voters, like I'll give an example. What was that? The journalism NABJ, he's attacked and torn down. I mean, every time he shows that he's not a racist, he's attacked and labeled a racist. I mean, why are you mad? Like, imagine if there was black kids in this picture. Oh, those coons, them kids stupid. Da, 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 da. Like, you remember when we watched the CNN where they asked the kids and the little black girl was like, I think I want Trump. They was on Twitter calling her a stupid little girl. That's a child. I mean, every time a black person goes against the grain and shows support for what they're supposed to do, they're attacked. So I'm not gonna sit here and listen to that BS.
That's bullshit.
No,
I mean, like,
hey, I promise you.
why would you expect?
Go in the shade room right now and just scroll down their comments. That's all you're going to see.
They posted it?
Yes, that's all you're going to see.
The one thing that President Trump has been clear and consistent about this entire campaign is as soon as he gets into the Oval Office, he's going to sign the most comprehensive border security package by executive order in American history. These executive orders will not only fully shut down the southern border, stop illegal immigration, begin the mass deportation of illegal aliens and criminals in our country, it will also begin the process of eradicating the criminal cartel threat from this country once and for all, systematically dismantling every single transnational street gang that is raping, murdering, maiming, attacking, and otherwise wreaking havoc against our citizens. That bill will ensure that every single element of this government is committed to restoring our national sovereignty. State Department, Defense Department, Department of Homeland Security, the Department of Justice, FBI, ATF, DEA, ICE, and Border Patrol. The president has also been clear. He's going to drill, baby, drill. He said this from the beginning. He's going to unleash American energy. He's going to get control of the federal government, the federal workforce. He's going to bring workers back to their offices. He's going to end the travesty in which federal workers are pretending to work but are not actually working. They're at home watching Netflix while you're paying their salaries.
I believe that.
He's going to make sure that the federal bureaucracy is accountable to the president and thus to the American people. He's going to stop sending taxpayer dollars overseas where it does not belong, and he's going to stop funding radical left-wing NGOs that hate Americans and hate the American people, and he is going to stop the insanity of waste all across this federal government, and he's going to fight to bring down inflation and to make life affordable again for Americans, and so many other executive actions in the first day, in the first week.
Everybody keeps saying the prices still ain't going down on shit.
It's been 20 days.
That's why
Hey, bro.
That's why I was like, hey.
Everyone's talking about the price of eggs is up. Well, yeah, but no one ever acknowledged the fact that 100 million chickens were killed.
But they don't know about that. They're misinformed about
dumbass people that I literally don't entertain it. I only entertain black people just a little bit sometimes, just because they be pissing me off. But the dumbass shit on Twitter, I swear to God, I'm not entertaining that shit, bro.
It's hard.
It's so hard.
It's very irritating to my brain to even ingest that type of information.
Because I be wondering if they serious.
Literally.
You really think people are serious or they jealous?
I think they're dead ass.
Dumbass.
Well, not jealous.
Scroll past that shit, bro.
I think they're dead ass.
Scroll past
I think
that
they're
shit.
dead serious.
Federal immigration raids sweeping across the Denver metro as hundreds protest President Trump's crackdowns at the state capitol. Thank you for joining us for Denver 7 News at 5. I'm Jessica Porter.
And I'm Micah Smith. We begin with several federal agencies, including ICE, helping Homeland Security with immigration enforcement at multiple Denver metro locations. Take a look at your screen. The ICE Denver field office said 100 plus members of Tren de Aragua were targeted in the operations today.
Oh, I'm disgusted by it.
Disgusted?
We were a very easy target.
A shocking scene unfolding this morning at the Cedar Run Apartments in Denver. Multiple agencies, including ICE, DEA, and the FBI, were involved in a massive Homeland Security operation.
What's the
People
problem?
were seen in handcuffs being escorted to a bus parked at the back of the street before protesters arrived shortly after. One tenant who's lived there for 14 years expressed her anger over the operation.
I was expecting this to happen, and not just because we do have immigrants here, but because this place has a reputation and its name has been put out there as that this is a dangerous place and whatnot, which it isn't, but I was expecting this to happen.
Yeah.
Well, you know, many of those protesters are very upset with ICE. They're especially upset with President Trump and his immigration policies, and specifically those mass deportations. Now, I'll step out of the way so you can see what this crowd of protesters looks like right now. This is no longer hundreds of people. This is at least a couple of thousand. A couple of thousand protesters have been in and around the Colorado State Capitol throughout this afternoon. This crowd has thinned out just a bit, but still a massive crowd here outside the Capitol. At times, some of these protesters, hundreds by the hundreds, breaking off to protest and march down the streets of downtown Denver. Now, many of these protesters, they represent the immigrant community, some of them children of immigrants, many of them just angry about the president's immigration policy, including those raids, those ICE raids that happened this morning in Denver and Aurora. Some concerned about families and children potentially getting caught up in those raids. Other protesters here represent the LGBTQ community, specifically the transgender community, which feels under attack with the president signing an executive order just this afternoon banning transgender athletes from women's sports. And really out here, it's a coalition of people protesting President Trump and his administration. Here's what some of them had to tell us earlier.
But I think people are pretty angry.
They're
pretty tired of seeing things being eroded, yard rights being eroded.
Trump doesn't have a mandate. There are people that have that want to protect what we have.
Why was Martin Luther King?
I have so much to say.
Hold on, go back to the Martin Luther King poster. Why?
It says justice, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. It's a Martin Luther King quote.
Man, why would you use?
It's not injustice. They're illegal.
Yeah,
segregation compared to illegal immigrants.
So the thing with illegal immigrants is, like, you come into the country illegally, you've committed a federal crime. So whether or not you've committed any crime since then, you still have committed a crime. So if I robbed a bank 20 years ago and then I was completely clean for the 20 years, the police are not going to stop looking for me given the fact that I haven't committed a crime in 20 years. I still committed that crime 20 years ago, and it was against the law then, it's against the law now, so I'm still a wanted criminal. So should they not take me to jail given the fact that I haven't committed any crimes in 20 years? I still committed that crime 20 years ago.
Actually, I don't know if this is a fact, but I think they were saying, I don't know, in some cases that you commit a crime, like if it's like a certain amount of time that you committed that crime, like I think you can get off. Like if it's like 10 or 20 years, depends on the crime, you can get off of it. So, but not this. No. If you come across that border, you ain't got an ID, brother. You got to go back. But we have to understand that there is a law that's in place. Like we all have to follow the law. Every day in America, we cannot break the law. So given the fact that they broke a federal law to get here, it doesn't matter in the fact that they've broken the law. Now, are they still people? Yes. No one's not saying they're not people, but. And I do believe in legal immigration. I do believe in people coming to America and legally. And there's a system that's in place. And no one's saying that these people are not humans, but there's a system that's in place and there's laws that have to be followed. And that's just what it is. When you go to an expensive apartment and they got that lady downstairs, if I don't live there, is she going to let me up?
No.
Okay, then. That's just what it is.
But if they don't let you up, it's because they're racist.
I don't know.
That's their logic.
And I also think it's interesting that trans people say that them not being allowed to compete in women's sports is an attack on them. How is that an attack on you? It's really keeping women's rights. Do you believe in women's rights or not? That's pretty much what it is. And biological women with those chromosomes have rights. Their spaces are sacred and should be protected. And I think that trans people should be allowed to exist, whatever, cool. I don't have a problem with that personally. I think whatever makes you feel your best self, do it. But I think that there's some things you're going to have to forfeit in order to live your truth. And that's just what it is. You cannot infringe on biological women's rights because, unfortunately, given the fact that makes you feel your best self, you're not a biological woman. Science says so, facts say so, and the truth is the truth, and that's just what it is. And I don't know, guys. I think that if you're going to protest in the streets in the country that with the flag of the country they're sending you home to because you're proud of that country, then don't be upset when they send you back to that country. I mean, I'm lost at the fact that you're waving a foreign flag in the country that you want to stay in. Like
it's
you're
entitlement.
You're not helping your case.
An entitlement. That's literally what it is.
It just doesn't help their case to me personally as someone that's born in America.
Shout out Pam Bondi, man.
I don't know.
I
68 I have nothing against illegal immigrants.
Chicago.
But the law has to be followed.
Y'all want to hear something funny? Don't judge me. But why we never hear no trans men arguing about playing in men's sport? Like, I always see men trying to argue playing in women's sports.
That's a great question. That's a phenomenal question.
We had never seen a trans.
I think you know the answer to that question.
That's a phenomenal question.
I'm just saying. That's
What's the
only
answer
thing.
though? What's the answer? Why don't they do that?
We know why.
All right, then.
But I'm just saying, like, if we think like why we never see that, because like they could force that trans man to force them to give him time to make them play, but we don't see that argument for them.
We never see that
and we
argument.
know why.
But we only see the man in a woman's sport,
and we know why.
It's always the trans women that are the most upset about the trans attacks. I've never really seen
the trans
men be upset, because at the end of the day, like,
bro, the executive order was passed.
That's a great
It's over.
question.
It is a great question, but it's over. It's over.
No, I know it passed. I'm just saying that's just a crazy.
No,
that's
man,
a crazy point.
I just don't think. I think people think like that's like an attack on immigrants. No one's against legal immigrants.
Come on now.
No one's against that.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's just like something that don't even need to be discussed. Because the executive order, he knew it. That's common sense. Chicago, let's get on their ass.
Mayor Johnson.
News and late word today from Chicago City Hall that Mayor Brandon Johnson will travel to Washington to testify before the House Oversight Committee. The topic, Chicago's sanctuary city status. CBS News Chicago political reporter Chris Ty is in our newsroom with what's at stake and what may await him in the nation's capital. Chris.
Hey, Marie, it's a safe bet that it will be a hostile Washington awaiting Mayor Johnson and 3 other sanctuary city mayors who late today confirmed they will join him on the Hill March the 5th.
The people of Chicago want to have a far broader conversation in this moment.
But this representative wants to have a very specific conversation with you
well,
and your
I find
colleagues.
that to be, disingenuous, quite frankly.
A tone change from the mayor since last week when we pressed him on this trip to attend a Republican-led House committee to talk about the risks and rewards of Chicago's sanctuary city status.
I'm not quite sure if this is the forum in which that could take place.
Late word today, he is going, along with the mayors of Boston, Denver, and New York City, all invited to speak before the House Oversight Committee March 5th.
Democrats are hyperventilating and sensationalizing it.
Representative James Comer of Kentucky leads the committee. Upon learning the mayors attending, he posted online, sanctuary mayors have prioritized criminal illegal aliens over the American people. They owe Americans an explanation for their policies that jeopardize public safety and violate federal immigration law by releasing dangerous criminal illegal aliens back onto the streets.
Wow.
And that we will press these mayors for answers and examine measures to enforce compliance with federal immigration law.
This is really about our democracy.
Tuesday, the mayor said his team was working with the other mayors about the trip and the other asks being made by Comer's committee.
We're coordinating with 3 other cities because, again, they didn't just ask for the city of Chicago. They didn't just ask for me to show up to testify. There are a series of documents that they are requesting.
City Hall has not clarified if they'll be providing the documents requested by the committee, but the city's chief attorney framed it this way.
They have requested a host of documents. We'll be discussing with them specifically issues around what it is that they've requested of us.
She got it.
And we don't anticipate being obstructionists in any way.
So what documents are we talking about exactly? Representative Comer wants all documents and communications pertaining to sanctuary status, including those between the cities themselves, Boston, New York, Denver, Chicago, state officials, and non-governmental organizations. CNN today is reporting that newly sworn-in Attorney General Pam Bondi will continue with efforts from her office to pause all federal funding for sanctuary cities. The Trump White House has made it clear federal funding is on the line for cities and organizations that don't align with White House policies. Marie.
That could mean some serious repercussions for our area. Chris, thank you so much.
Damn, that make Pam look better.
I knew Pam would stand on business once I learned her history.
She stood on business.
You know what happened when Pam was the Attorney General for Florida? How many RICO cases was getting passed out around there?
Hey, why y'all at it? Why y'all at it for public humiliation? Shave that nigga mohawk while y'all in there. Please, hero.
Why look like
get
he
it off
died?
of there. Please.
Y'all are crazy.
He look like he got honey brown on the top of his head. Look like somebody just shitting all over the top of his head.
He just had brown, brother. Yeah,
right.
please get. Oh man, this is beautiful.
I don't think his hair brown because why his facial hair look different?
Oh, this is
He's
beautiful,
old.
guys.
Yeah, it's black right on the top and then it go gray.
That's how it goes.
So why his hair brown?
Damn, I didn't know Pam.
Maybe he dyes
I'm
it.
sorry, y'all. You know,
Yeah,
Pam might got a husband. I didn't know Pam looked that good though.
Man, I said that. Y'all said I was tripping.
No, Pam actually elite, low key.
For a 50-year-old woman?
She's 50.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
You thought she was young?
Very elite. I'm assuming like 40, like she looked 39.
Nah, she's like 50.
Woo, Pam. Okay, yeah. Hey, nah, she did it, guys. I mean, that needs to be done, guys. I mean, why we giving these cities money and people are leaving these cities? I mean, come on now. This is beautiful, guys.
Well, I ain't got no complaint about this administration so far. They've been doing everything I expect them to do, and I'm actually
to make
excited, man.
America better. Yeah, as simple as
I'm just excited for what we're gonna get for the rest of the years.
Rest of this week, we don't know what's gonna happen next week. Next week might be crazy, guys. There's a lot of stuff to get done, guys, and they getting it done.
Y'all reporting 100 days with us, y'all.
Yeah, let us know what y'all think, guys.